Some questions don't have answers. Some stories cannot be explained. Some experiences change everything. Welcome to the Anything and Everything Spiritual Podcast, where we dive into anything and everything that is spiritual. Have you ever noticed that the louder someone claims to be in the spiritual world, the more people seem to believe them? Somebody says they are fifth generation psychic. Someone else claims they are the world's most accurate medium. Another says they can remove curses, predict every detail of your future, or tell you exactly what spirit wants you to do. And people line up, not because they have experienced it, but because it sounds impressive. Today, I want to challenge some of the biggest myths I see in the psychic world. Not to tell you what you should believe. And it's not to criticize anyone, but to encourage you to think for yourself. Because I believe that there is something we need more of, and that is curiosity, discernment, and honest conversations. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into today's episode. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anything and Everything Spiritual Podcast, where no topic is off limits and every conversation is an invitation to think a little deeper. Today's episode might ruffle a few feathers, and that's okay. Because if there is one thing I have learnt over the years, it is this. Just because somebody says something with confidence does not automatically make it true. I've spent years working as a psychic medium. I have met some incredibly gifted people in this industry. People with integrity. People who really want to help others. But I've also seen the other side, the misinformation, fear, ego, marketing dressed up as spirituality, and sometimes complete nonsense. So today, I want to share some of the myths I honestly wish would disappear. Not because I expect everyone to agree with me, but because I think these conversations do matter. So let's jump right in. Myth number 1. Psychics know everything. Now, this one makes me smile. People assume that because you are psychic, you somehow know everything, that you can predict every event, that you know who is calling before the phone rings, that you have somehow unlocked every secret of the universe. I hate to disappoint you, but I still lose my car keys. I still forget why I walk into a room. I still make mistakes. And that is because I am still human. Being psychic does not make you superhuman. It simply means that you have learnt to tune into information that most people don't consciously pay attention to. And here's another thing. People often think we are connected to spirit 24 hours a day. Imagine how exhausting that would be. We would never switch off. We would never watch a movie. We would never enjoy a dinner with friends. Remember, connecting with spirit is intentional. Just like making a phone call. You don't leave the phone connected all day, do you? You make the call when it is needed. Myth number 2. Every thought is a psychic message. This one has become more common than ever. People tell me, I had a random thought. Spirit must be trying to tell me something. Maybe, but maybe not. Sometimes a random thought is simply a random thought. Not every feather is a sign. Not every butterfly is your grandmother. Not every song on the radio was sent by spirit. Can signs happen? Absolutely. I have experienced plenty of them. But if we start believing everything has a hidden spiritual meaning, we can lose our ability to think critically. One of the greatest skills you can develop is not psychic ability. It is discernment. Learning the difference between intuition, fear, wishful thinking, and coincidence. Because not everything needs a supernatural explanation. Myth number 3. If you are psychic, you should never get anything wrong. Now, this one breaks my heart, especially when I see beginners. They are terrified of getting something wrong. They are constantly apologising, second-guessing themselves, thinking, if I make a mistake, maybe I'm not psychic after all. No. Nobody does. Because we are interpreting information. Spirit might show an image in your mind's eye, or a symbol, a feeling. It is our job to interpret it. Sometimes we get it immediately. Sometimes we don't. Psychic development is not about perfection. It is about practice. It is about building trust in yourself. Myth number 4. Spirit will solve all of your problems. This would certainly make life easier. Sure. Imagine sitting down for a reading and Spirit saying, take job A, marry this person, don't buy that house. Here's next week's lotto numbers. How I would love to get the lotto numbers. I really would. Wouldn't that be convenient? But that's never been my experience. Spirit does not come into a reading to live your life for you. They offer guidance, support, perspective. The decisions, they are still yours. And I actually think that is a gift. Because if Spirit made every decision for us, how would we ever grow? How would we ever learn? How would we ever trust ourselves? Myth number 5. More information means better mediumship. This one is particularly relevant if you are developing your mediumship. People think, if I can give 50 pieces of evidence, I will be a better medium. Not necessarily. I would much rather hear one meaningful sentence that touches someone's heart than 50 random facts that mean very little. Mediumship is not about impressing people. It is about creating connection. Sometimes one sentence like, I have still got your wedding ring. I was there when you graduated. I am proud of you, can mean more than an entire list of facts. Quality will always beat quantity. Myth number 6. You have to be born psychic. Oh dear. This is probably one of the biggest myths of all. People often say to me, I wish I was born with your gift. And my answer? You probably were. I honestly believe intuition is something we all have. Just like musical ability. Some people naturally pick up an instrument and seem to play it effortlessly. Others need lessons, practice, patience. Does that mean they can't become a great musician? Of course not. Psychic ability is much the same. Some people experience it naturally from a young age. Others develop it later in life. Neither is better. So today, we have challenged a few myths that I think deserve questioning. That psychics know everything, that every thought comes from spirit, that psychics should never make mistakes, that spirit is here to run our lives, that more information makes a better medium, and that only certain people are born with psychic ability. Maybe you agree with everything I've shared today. Maybe you don't. And that's okay. My intention is not to convince you. It is to encourage you to stay curious, to ask questions, to think critically. Because spirituality should never stop us from thinking for ourselves. If anything, it should encourage us to do it even more. Before we finish today's episode, here is this week's challenge for you. Over the next 7 days, I want you to notice the beliefs you hold about psychic ability. Then ask yourself, where did that belief come from? Did you experience it yourself? Or did someone simply tell you it was true? This week, do not be afraid to question what you have always believed. Curiosity is not disrespectful. It is how we learn. It is how we grow. And it is how we develop discernment. And before I do let you go, here is one thing to think about. If you stripped away everything you have ever been told about psychic ability, what would you actually believe based on your own experiences? sit with that for this week. You might be surprised by the answer. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you would share it with someone who might find it interesting also. And if you are enjoying the Anything and Everything Spiritual podcast, don't forget to follow or subscribe where you are listening. If there's a topic you would love me to cover in a future episode, I would love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, trust yourself, and keep exploring the anything and everything spiritual. You have been listening to Lynda, the Psychic Pinup. I am a psychic and medium based on the beautiful south coast of New South Wales. If you'd like to connect with me, to book a reading, join one of my workshops, attend a live event, or to learn more about my coaching and mentoring programs, visit my website, thepsychicpinup.com.au. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram by searching The Psychic Pinup, where I share regular tips, insights, and upcoming events.